Me.
Not
Won't
Katie.
go. Welcome to episode 13 of the DNS Runners, the Definitely Not Stressed Runners.
Except we're stressed because there's like 4.5 weeks left into the Chicago Marathon.
Okay, all right. I forgot about
Ugh.
that part.
Jump
That it's
scare.
about legitimately a month. It's a month from what? Sunday?
Give me one sec. Carolina's screaming my name.
Ugh.
Isn't this how last episode
Darren,
started?
Darren went in. Every night now. It's like it's like the Truman Show. Darren went in there. I think she's okay. All right. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good. Sorry that I had so many technical issues trying to get myself all connected tonight.
Oh, that's okay.
It wouldn't be
computer
this
was just
day and
feeling a
age if we
little
weren't having
special.
technical difficulties.
Keep going. Just keep going.
We can't hear her if it's any consolation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Oh, she needed her cup. Her water cup. Okay.
That's our hydrated queen over there. Water.
She's like
Wait,
a
where have
leech.
you guys been?
Well, I'd like to say I actually completed my week of training.
Yay!
Round of applause.
Cheers.
Um, no, I'm definitely a little tired from doing the long run this weekend, but that definitely took it out of me. But
I get that.
You know what, Mike? I was thinking, like, when I was out there running on Sunday, I was thinking it sucks that Mike ran his run yesterday because the difference in the weather was incredible. Like, it was so humid on Saturday. Mike looked like he was going to fall over. It was so hot.
and you saw me at mile 9.
I know.
I wasn't even half done, and that picture I looked like I jumped in the pool.
And like, I only had to run 6 miles that day, and I'm not kidding. Just from the humidity, I was wiped. Like, I mean, I hadn't gotten a solid night's sleep in almost 3 weeks at that point, but like, I was so wiped. Like, I'm pretty sure I took like a 2 hour nap, and then
I napped.
the weather was so beautiful on Sunday. There was no humidity. There was a breeze. Like, it was the most beautiful day that I felt completely fine after I ran 20 miles.
Thing of beauty.
Yeah.
I wish.
You both
I
did
wish.
20 this weekend?
We
What?
both did 20.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought we were supposed to have 18 this weekend, Mike.
I'm not running this weekend coming up.
Okay, so
I
that's
have
what
a-
I thought. I
Dude,
was
now
like,
I
I
go-
thought that this was last weekend was like less, and then this coming weekend was more.
Yeah, Jude and I are going to Milwaukee for a wedding, so
Okay,
I'm
that
not
makes
going to be able to get a long run in this weekend.
Completely makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do. My goal is to try and do 10 after work on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we fly out Friday after work. So my
Makes sense.
plan is to hopefully do somewhere in the seeing how I'm feeling on a Thursday night and seeing if I can double digits it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because we don't come back till Monday night, so it's like I'm not gonna. We're rolling right into the next week at that point.
Yeah.
So I figured I'll do my 20 miles this weekend, and then it'll be like what 16, 14, 10. And that's it.
Oh. Oh my god, I get the throw up. I have 12 this weekend, then I have 20. And then I think I have like,
You had 2 on yours. I remember you
15.
saying.
Yes. I have 2 on mine.
No,
Lucky me.
I'm gonna do
I
like
don't-
16 to 18 this weekend, and then 20 next weekend,
Uh-huh.
and then 16, 12 marathon.
16-12 marathon.
Is that what
Okay.
it is? See, because I was just, when you had marked in those blank weeks because you were away. I threw myself off. I just kept going. I definitely threw myself off on the training.
No, but that's fair
schedule.
because you wound up with 2 weeks that you didn't do a long run, so it lines up with what
Yeah.
I planned for travel that I knew I was doing.
12. I'm just looking because I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
figure out how
that's
is it
right.
possible that it's so close. 12, 20, 15. And oh my god, 12, 20, and then 15, and then like I think the next week is the marathon. No, that's not right.
You have one more.
I
You're
have
missing
one more. 15. Okay.
Actual insanity.
Actual insanity that we got
Yep.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel wildly underprepared, but it is what it is.
I will say, despite how gross I was on Saturday, that was the fastest I've ever run 20 miles. So
Nice.
I will attest that it took me just over 4 hours to do 20. So I'm like,
That's
ooh.
awesome.
I was a little emotional at the end. I was also like
Aw.
dying.
Well,
But I
yeah.
was like, I think this is the fastest I've ever done this.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And you've put in the work. I mean, not that you never put in the work before, but you did speed work.
Yeah.
Like,
Semi.
you know.
Um,
Are you planning to do speed work this week, Mike?
um, I want to.
If you're planning to run Thursday, are you planning to run right after work or like in the evening?
Why? What works better for you?
Well, in the evening, I could definitely meet you and we could do speed work in the middle of your however far you're running.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, you could do like
I
tempo
could. I'll
miles
just
or
listen.
something.
If you don't think I won't run around the track until you get there, like,
That's what I'm saying. If you want to do extra distance, I could probably get there at like 7:30. So
okay, yeah, I'll head there a little bit earlier, and then I'll finish off as much speed training as I can, if possible.
You'll be able to do it. You just ran 20
yeah,
miles.
yeah,
You
you'll
can
be good.
do 10 miles with a little bit of a push in it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That
Um,
way, I definitely make myself do speed work this week.
Yeah. I have another 5K threshold test.
Ugh, that makes me want to puke.
Yeah, me too, actually. This is like one of my. I used to love them, and now I'm just like, ugh,
Guys,
no.
I'm so excited for Chicago though. After this weekend, like it just has me so ready for Chicago.
Okay, you have to talk to us
Kelly,
about the
Kelly
weekend.
pre-Chicago, Chicago. So let's let her discuss that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, from Friday to Sunday, I was in Chicago with Brooks because they sponsored Hype Fest for the Brooks Running Collective. So it's basically 150 of the members of the Brooks Running Collective were all invited to come to Chicago, and Brooks put us up at the Pendry, which was beautiful, and they had a weekend of run programming for us. So I flew in Friday morning kind of early, just because that was what worked with having a ride to the airport that was able to drop me off before work. And when I got there, I took the subway to the hotel, which was easy other than the fact that I'm a chronic overpacker, so I brought a checked bag and was then on the subway with a bag that didn't fit anywhere. Um, but I got there, I checked in. A bunch of the team was going to Pequod's, which is one of the pizza chains in Chicago that people enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out to lunch with a handful of people and had the deepest deep dish I have ever had. And this might be an unpopular opinion, so hopefully I don't get like burned at the stake of the internet for it. But like, why does all deep dish just taste like Pizza Hut to me?
I've never had deep dish, so I can't tell you, but I know a few people who have traveled to Chicago, and all of them say, like, the hype on the deep dish isn't worth it.
Oh,
Like
deep dish is
I
like
enjoy
canonically
it.
terrible.
Like, listen, it was still an enjoyable food, but it's like almost a lasagna, not a pizza.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so much.
It's
Yeah,
so much,
especially
right?
since
Like, you
we're
don't
from
even
New-
want to finish a
we're in
piece.
York.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
had like just over one piece, and I had not eaten that day, and it was more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the last time I was in Chicago, I did Lou Malnati's, and I definitely think I liked Pequod's better than Lou Malnati's, but it's way more out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
So I went and got pizza with a bunch of people, and while we were there, my room buzzed that I could like get into it.
Yeah.
So when I had gotten to the Pendry, so basically the second level of the hotel is like a conference center, and Brooks had like really like, guys, it was insane how much they had swagged out the second floor of this hotel. Like there were decals on the elevators, there was decals on the floor, there were wallpaper wraps all over the place. Like it was everywhere. It was so cool.
That
And
is
it was
cool.
basically, like we got off the elevator, they sent us like around. They gave me like a backpack that was just full of stuff. Like they gave us two full outfits, a sweatshirt, another T-shirt, a pair of socks, two hats, a fancy water bottle.
I actually looked it up this weekend while you were there.
Yeah.
Water IO.
If you want
Yeah.
one, there are 40% off codes in the app that I can send out. So if you are wanting a fancy water bottle,
I just got a water bottle.
Me and Mike got the Taylor Swift water bottle.
You have a Wallace.
It's still pretty. But it's neat. It yells at me all the time if I haven't drank water in a while. It like lights up and buzzes at me.
That's funny.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's
will-
like part of me is like, am I that lazy? But like also, I am that lazy. That like maybe I do need my water bottle to yell at me.
I'll say on days where I'm busy, I don't drink enough water. Like sitting at my desk at work, I go to work with like two 32-ounce water bottles every morning, and I'm gonna get through them. But like having it at Hype Fest was really good because I was not drinking enough water throughout the weekend because we were doing so much.
Mm-hmm.
So to have like that reminder was very helpful, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we checked in, you know, I got a giant bag, brought my bags, went and got pizza. Room was ready. I was freaking exhausted. So like I went back, unpacked, filmed a little bit of content as one does, and then like passed out for like an hour and a half.
Oh.
And then they had like a little like welcome reception where like the whole Brooks team introduced themselves. They actually were all set up on the stage dancing their heart outs to Hot to Go. It was really funny. They had giant Brooks flags. They were waving them all over the place. And we had like a group run that night where they gave us all the Run Visible collection. So like the girls got a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, and the guys got like a thermal and a pair of shorts, which every guy was way too warm in that thermal. It was.
I would have been just fine.
You would have been absolutely fine, but like all of them were like, "It's so hot in this. It's really nice. We love it. It's soft. It's so hot right now." But yeah, so they did like they did a little intro, and then they had. Do you guys follow Riley Jade on Instagram? So she's a Brooks Running influencer, which is separate from Brooks Running Collective. Like it's a different tier, if that makes sense. There aren't many Brooks Running influencers, but she's from right outside of Chicago. So like they had her come up and do like shared her story and like her content tips and all of that sort of stuff. And then she led the run that we all went out on. And she was so sweet. She made so many cute videos throughout the weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we basically went down onto the river walk, and it was funny because it was like a Friday night on the river walk, so there were people like sitting at bars drinking as this group of 150 runners in matching outfits with their little pace signs run by, and people were just like cheering as we all ran by them.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
We ran like past all the restaurants and stuff down to like the actual waterfront, and we all like, well, a bunch of us like sat down at the waterfront and they were taking pictures and everything. And the tide was so bad that at one point there was a group of people standing like taking a selfie, and the water just like came right up on the curb and just like soaked all of their shoes. I was like, oh no! But we also got really lucky because the sky was freaking beautiful that night. Like you could not have asked for a better sunset.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But it was really good. And then we ran back to the hotel, and they had like dinner buffets out for us, and they had pin trading set up, so they basically like put out bowls of pins, and they were like, grab a few, and then you have to find people to trade. That way you have a reason to talk to strangers.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was really cute, and they had like one of those, you know, like the photo booths where like the camera moves. They had one of those set up.
Yeah, they're the spinning ones, right? They had that at the New York Expo.
Yes, exactly.
Sophie,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
But it was really nice. So there was like dinner, and then I was just like ready to crash. And yeah, I basically. You might follow Kate Mallow. She does all the Run Disney stuff, and she works for Raw Threads.
She's Raw Threads, right?
We've been internet friends for years, so I got to meet her in real life, and we were basically just like buddies all weekend. So that was nice because we had like, you always had somebody you could be like, okay, we're good. There's one other person that like I am set. Not that like we socialize with everybody, but it's always nice to have like someone to return.
Yeah,
to.
like that.
Of course.
That one person that you know you can talk to. You don't
Exactly.
have to worry about like
when you
reintroducing.
just need like a buddy for a minute, you're set.
Yeah.
Did you talk to King Frankie?
Yes. Okay, so Kate is good friends with King Frankie.
I love him.
So I said to Kate, I was like, my friends are obsessed with Frankie. I have to meet him in real life. But of course, the timing of this when we like ran into him was at the Gatsby party when like we were several drinks deep. I definitely was like, we love you on the internet, Frankie.
Remember, you texted me at like 10:30, and it was like, I met Frankie. I said, Mike says hi.
Yes, I did.
It was like 5 texts. It was like, I'm making Frankie. I said, You said hi.
Oh my god, I love him.
That was
He was
wonderful.
really sweet, and I just met so many people that like and like I followed a lot of them, but maybe had never interacted with them, and now I'm like obsessed with all of them. They were just
Yeah.
all so great.
I feel like you found your people like this
It was
weekend.
really a great weekend. Like I wish you guys could have been there. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, looked
Yeah.
like you were having the best time.
It was so much fun, and it was just like nice to like have a break, you know.
Oh, Kelly,
Not like
absolutely.
even though it was nonstop and it was exhausting and it wasn't like a relaxing break, it was still a nice break.
You
Yeah.
were by yourself
Yes.
I was
without
like, when you said you took an
without a
hour and a half
family.
nap, I was like, wow, an hour and a half uninterrupted nap.
Yeah,
Right.
like I just said to some of my like runner RNNR friends, I was like, guys, I am so excited to sleep in Chicago.
RNNR.
There it is. Like I can't wait to just sleep.
I'm low key nervous about the sleep situation in Chicago.
Why? What's up?
Well, just because I'm sharing a hotel room with Otto, and it's like, will he sleep through the night or will I not sleep the night before the marathon?
Yeah,
I can tell.
yeah.
Like maybe Dennis and Jude can be a couple that night. Straight.
You guys go sleep at my hotel.
Exactly.
Just
It's
be
right
like,
across.
dude,
It's like right down the
we
block.
changed hotels. Here's the key.
Yeah.
Hi.
There might be a tiny human in there.
No big. But yeah, so Saturday morning we had like I think it was at 7 a.m. We did a group run again. So there was a race happening literally like outside, like that ran right by the window, but it wasn't related to Brooks, so we couldn't like film anything at it. So they were very much like, there's a race going on. Do not get in the way of the race. We were going the other way away from the race. Don't
What
acknowledge
race
the
was
race.
it?
I don't even know, to be perfectly honest. I think
Oh.
it was a 10-miler of some sort, because I feel like I saw shirts later in the day, but I
Okay.
do not remember the name of it. But yeah, it was literally right there. So we went down a different block to get to the Riverwalk that time, and we took like a little bit of a different path all the way down to Navy Pier. So that was cool, because like the Ferris wheel and everything was there.
Yeah.
Like it was basically like 2 miles to get to the end of Navy Pier, and then they did like a big photo shoot at the end of it with like the whole team, and they had drones and stuff, and it was neat.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we like all hung out on the pier for probably like 25, 30 minutes, and then ran the 2 miles back to the hotel. And they had breakfast waiting for us when we got there, which was like a nice, like, you know, bacon, eggs, yogurt, breakfast spread type stuff.
Yeah.
And
My kind of
then
breakfast right there.
we
Yeah.
had like a few hours before. Do you know? Her first name is Shari, but I don't remember what her last name is right now. She was in the
Olympian.
heptathlon, the Olympian. She's the one. I don't know if you guys saw the videos on Instagram where she no-heighted in the high jump.
No.
She what?
Shari Hawkins. So she's a heptathlon Olympian. So she was just in the most recent Olympics. And the heptathlon has like 7 events that you do with it. And during the second event, it was the high jump, and she no-heighted. So like she disqualified, she scratched.
Okay.
And there's like they obviously caught it on video because it's the Olympics, and there's just like this reel that I saw. It's like a freaking heartbreaking moment. You literally like watch her heartbreak when she finds this out, and then she has to like decide if she's gonna like bother with doing the other 5 events or just like quit because she can't medal at that point. But she was like the keynote speaker for Saturday, so after breakfast I went down. So the Bean was only like a quarter mile from this hotel, so I walked to the Bean with a few girls from the team. We like, you know, did the touristy Bean pictures as one does. And then when we came back, we had like a talk with Shari. So she did like a presentation type thing before we got to some lunch.
That's so fun.
It was really cool. It
Yeah.
was like really inspirational to hear her talk about her journey and experience and all of that. And then after lunch, we had like there were like 4 different excursions that the team could pick. So like some people went to Navy Pier and did like the Ferris wheel. Some people did like an art walk. Some people just like went down the river walk, and some people went to Chinatown by the riverboat. So I went for the Chinatown excursion, and the riverboat is so nice. It's like it was just like really relaxing to get to like sit there and chill and like see all the buildings and just like float down the river.
Yeah.
And we went to Chinatown, and the Chinatown there is like not like New York Chinatown, because it's not like on the street. Like you can't have a car there. It was like
Okay.
walking only, and it's like 2 levels of stores and stuff. And it was just like really interesting, and I'd really love to go eat sushi and ramen there because there were so many places that smelled so good as we walked by. But we grabbed like not bubble tea, but like similar to bubble tea, like in that vein. We grabbed like a drink like that, and then we headed back, and we had um, a big party on Saturday night where they took us to this lounge called the Basement. It was like the basement, but spelled like bass, like the instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was like Roaring Twenties themed, so that was really cool. And they even had like a little station that they did like permanent jewelry. So like we all got these. They had
Oh,
like
that's
different
so
themes you could pick,
fun.
and they're on there.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so it's just like they just had so many like nice little touches of things throughout the
I
weekend
mean,
that were, like,
I've never been like a huge, like, not that I don't like Brooks, I've just never been
they're
into
not your
Brooks,
shoes.
but like,
Yeah.
they take care of their ambassadors like no other company.
Oh,
Like, I'm
100%.
always like so astonished with how like they really provide you guys with gear and sneakers, and like
Yeah.
the Hype Fester always looks so incredible.
I had so much FOMO last year because this is my second year on the team, but the first year I've gone to Hype Fest because I was literally 9 months pregnant last year.
Yep.
And last year they had like a virtual aspect to it. This year they didn't have anything virtual.
And last year, wasn't it in
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, and Gooder was there, right?
Well, the Gooder Cabana is in Los Angeles. So
Oh,
I'm
so
like,
they all went to the Gooder Cabana or
Yeah.
something,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is like pretty cool.
I feel like when in Rome. Honestly, I thought that if you had like asked me earlier this year what my guess for Hype Fest was, I would have said New York because they have this whole thing that they're working on of like Brooks, New York City. So I was like, oh, that'd be really cool because then I don't have to like fly anywhere and leave the baby. But
I can just take a
maybe
train
next year.
in. I'll go home
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it was just such a fun weekend. I mean, I was free, like by Sunday morning, I was exhausted. Like I dragged my ass out of bed and I went to the yoga session that they had for us, which was good that I did that. I probably needed to move a little bit. And
Yeah.
then they had like one final meal for us at breakfast, and then I split a cab with this girl Olivia who lives in New York City, and we were on the same flight home, so we headed to the airport together, and then just like mutually rotted next to each other as we waited for the plane. We're both like, this was good. So we got to chat in the cab, and then we got here, we just rotted. We needed it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you went away and like had a nice freeing weekend. They're important.
It was so nice, and it made me so excited for Chicago. Like, also feel like there were people on the Brooks team that like I had interacted with on the internet but not met. Like my friend Keegan lives in Chicago, so he just has like all of the great city tips, and like he's just such a nice guy. And I was messaging with him because he's running Chicago too.
Oh,
There's actually
fun.
probably like 20 people I would say ish on the Brooks team that are running Chicago.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, so I'm like maybe I'll get to see some of them. That'd be exciting.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll keep our eyes out.
Eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? I sent you right before we started recording. What is the name of the store?
The ultra thing.
Uh,
Ouch.
so it's what's the shoe store that's involved with it, folks? It's the
Altra,
shoe store
right?
No, that's just the shoe brand. Fleet
Oh.
Feet is what I'm looking for. So Fleet
Oh,
Feet
Fleet Feet.
is hosting like a recovery experience the day after the marathon. And the thing that makes me want to do this is the poster stamping.
Very strange. Where's your outro?
See, the only thing is my flight. I gotta leave. We have to go to the airport by like 11.
You have to
Yeah.
go to the airport, or you have to be there.
Our flight's at like. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. We fly home. It's a 12:50 flight from.
Oh yeah, so you have to get there kind of early.
Yes, I wouldn't be able to. I gotta just get. I gotta get up and go to the airport and go home.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Brooks does something that weekend. Like, it'd be neat if they did. We'll see. I know that Des and Kara, I don't know if you guys listen to their podcast. It's called Nobody Asked Us. Des Linden and Kara Goucher.
That's a great name.
That is a great name.
They're doing a live show on Friday, and I'm so annoyed that I won't be there yet because their podcast is sponsored by Brooks. So I'm like, oh, I bet if Brooks does something, it's going to be like around their podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, what time is your flight? Wait, when do you guys get in on Saturday?
Like 7 a.m. I get in on Saturday.
I get in at 10. My flight got changed to an earlier one, so instead of leaving at 9, I leave at 8:30 now. We
Okay.
landed like 10:30.
Okay.
I want to say we land at 8:39.
Okay, because I plan on like doing nothing until you guys get there. Like if I can, I will still be asleep until one of you calls me to be like, "Hey, I'm in Chicago." Like I want to take
Yeah.
advantage of
So
sleeping a little bit in the morning.
I arrive at 8:40, so I won't bother you until Mike gets there. When Mike gets there, we can all head to the
You can bother me if you do. If you know me, you know I'm not sleeping till 8:40.
Just
Darren
trying to give
goes.
you the benefit of the doubt.
Darren goes. I can't because I said to him like I can't wait to sleep in, and he goes, I can't wait till you're up at exactly 6:23 every morning. Because like every time I say I'm gonna sleep in, I am out of my bed no later than 6:25.
Yeah, 10. We landed in Chicago at 10:30.
Okay.
But I think I'm only doing a carry-on, so it's not like I'm waiting for luggage
Oh
to
my God, I'm
grab
bringing
it.
my whole closet. So
Honestly, I might even just skip the carry-on. I might just do a backpack.
are you
How?
serious? How do you pack
How?
like that?
I'm only there for I'm gonna wear what I'm wearing on the plane. The
Oh,
next day
that's
is the
true. You're there
marathon.
Saturday, then you
I'm
run
there for
Sunday, and you
Saturday.
go
The
home
race is
Monday.
Sunday, so I'll have something for Sunday, and then I fly home Monday
Plus,
in the
they'll probably
morning.
buy
Probably
like
just throw on what I
$800
wore
of
the day
gear.
before. Who's gonna judge me? Not
Yeah,
me.
that's true.
I'm gonna
Meanwhile,
put something on the
I'm
internet.
like, okay, I need to buy a pair of sneakers that go with cute sweaters,
I'm wearing.
versatile tops. Like,
I will likely wear my running shoes on the plane, like just to save
No,
baggage space.
Mike, Mike. Why are
I'm
you
not
walking
doing.
around in your marathon shoes?
I won't be doing that. That's a
I'm
curse.
bringing them in my
That's a
carry-on.
You
jinx,
bring them in
Kelly.
your carry-on. You do not wear them around the airport the day before the race.
No, they will be in my
You'll
backpack.
compress all the cushioning.
Oh yeah, no. That was a joke. I will not be wearing them before the race. Don't worry.
Kelly took that very seriously.
Kelly is a very serious person.
Kelly's very superstitious.
So
No,
funny.
I will. They will be with me. But
Yeah. I got like a crazy carry-on bag from Target for like $50 and like it has like a secret zipper on the bottom, so I figured I could put my sneakers in there.
Oh, very cool.
Because I make it like someone's gonna be like, give me your sneakers when I get to
rob you. We need them sneakers. I have the rate of the marathon tomorrow. Give me your shoes.
Yeah.
You look like we're the same foot size.
Yeah. But then I was thinking like, do I I'm too much of a girl when it comes to traveling because I'm thinking like, well, if I go out to get something to eat after the marathon, do I want to wear like a cute flat? Do I want to bring a kitten heel? I'm like, who am I kidding? I'm not going to want to do anything.
Heels. Heels?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I gotta pack my UFOs. That's what I gotta remember to bring.
Yeah.
So Darren I got him for our anniversary. I got him the new UFOs sneakers.
Oh, what did you think of them?
He said they are the most comfortable sneakers
Like
ever
regular
made.
sneakers?
Sneakers,
So they
sneakers,
just
not like
released
not like the dressier shoe that they made, like the actual sneaker they made. He said that they are the most comfortable sneaker he's ever worn.
I didn't know they made them with laces.
They just started like that.
Yeah.
That's what?
I'm like
Yeah.
hoping they go on sale later this year.
Yeah, because they're like kind of expensive. I got him like, they don't make a white pair. I got him like, it's like a dove gray kind of, so I got him those.
Nice.
He loves them.
Is Darren training for anything, Katie?
No. It's so funny because since New York, he has literally ran a 5K every single time he goes out for a run. I'm like, so I like mess with them. Like I ran 20 on Sunday, and then like Sunday night he was like, "Oh, good, I get to run tomorrow." I'm like, "What? How many miles do you have on schedule?" Because like he literally has not wavered from exactly a 5K. I'm like, why don't we get like a like some sort of race on the calendar so that like you just have some sort of like training structure to like look forward to? And he's like, I don't look forward to that. I'm like, all right.
Hey, if
So-
you can get out and do it without needing that goal, like if you
Yeah.
don't put something on my calendar, like Chicago has been very good for me, and like putting this pressure on me has been good.
Yeah.
And the fact that like I have tickets to fly somewhere, I have plans with people when I get there, being the two of you,
Mm-hmm.
and a hotel reservation, have made me like I have to keep training for this. It's stupid of me to
I
sign
can't
up.
quit.
I have to keep going.
So that's what it was when I ran New York the first time. I just kept telling people I was running it.
I
So that
remember
way
that.
I had a lot of accountability. And this
Yeah.
wasn't even, I wasn't even in like my big runner phase where that's all I talk about. This was like Mike starting out running. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna run the New York Marathon. And I just kept
yeah.
telling people so that way I couldn't back out of it. I told too many people.
Yeah. And like that was kind of the same for
It
me
worked.
because at that point I didn't have any running friends. I literally
Yeah.
didn't know a single person that ran.
Well,
So
Kelly bullied me, so.
Yeah, I accidentally made running friends. I had regular friends that worked for Brands, the bike store,
Mhm.
and one of the girls I was friends with there, she was going to like one of the track nights that the tri team hosted, and she was like,
Mhm.
"You run? Why don't you come with me?" And like talked me into going, and that's how I met the whole tri team.
I'll never forget that. Like do you guys remember Brendan?
Yes,
Do you remember
because
Brendan?
when I don't think Mike ever met him.
Brendan and I went to high school together. He was a couple years older than me. He actually dated my sister. And
Okay.
we were not friends. I actually hated him in high school. And we somehow, I don't know how, oh, he saw that I ran Long Island half. And he messaged me and he was like, I'm getting into like running and triathlon and I'm doing the Suffolk half marathon. Would you want to meet so we can just like travel in together? So I'm like, this is so fucking random. Like, I hated this dude in high school. He has no idea, you know? So so I was like, sure, why not? And that day he was like, I run with this group and, they do track sessions in the morning. And I'm like, what time? And he's like, 4 a.m. And I'm like, you guys are psychopaths. Like, that's it. Like, I had never ran in the morning before at that point,
Yeah.
unless I was running a race.
Never did.
So I put it off for a while, and finally I was like, oh, I guess I have to go. And like, I got there, and I was like, what are 20 people doing here? 4
Just
a.m.
need
What is
to be
wrong with
awake
these
at 4
people?
a.m.
And then I morphed into one of them. So
Yeah, I was like, now you're up at 4 a.m. every day, even when you're
I
not running.
am. I am. I
Oh,
sure am.
my cousin's husband is doing a couch to 5K right now. When I was in
Oh,
Disneyland, I got a text from him that was like, in theory, if I wanted to like maybe make it a thing that I maybe want to run a half marathon, maybe, where do I start? And I sent him like a couch to 5K. I was like, do this. This will be a good like introduction to it. And he's been killing it. And when he was in New York a few weeks ago, we were talking about his running shoes, and he had a pair of Brooks, and he's like, "Oh, I got these a few years ago." And I'm like looking at the model of the shoe, and I was like, "These are not the last few years. Like, there's no way."
yeah.
And but they like the tread wasn't like insanely worn down. Like you could tell that they had no cushion left in them anymore.
Yeah.
It's not
But I
like your
said to him
brother's
like,
shoe with had a bite out
"What?"
of it. It's
Yeah,
not like
like
your brother's shoe.
the tread was okay. It was just the cushion. So like I had him try on some of Dennis's shoes because they're the same size, and he's like, "Wow, these are like way better." Like blah blah blah. So like he got home to Atlanta, and he sends me a message. He's like, "So I figured it out. Those shoes are 7 years old."
Oh my god.
I was like, "Okay, so you're getting a new pair," and he ordered a new pair. And
Good.
he read in them for the first time. He was like, "That was amazing."
That's so
That
awesome.
new shoe feeling.
All of this to say, I'm currently trying to like bully him into actually picking a half marathon to sign up for.
That's so
I
fun.
sent him a
My
text that like, "I know it's not a half, but like the Disney Springtime Surprise hasn't sold out yet."
Yeah, that's so funny.
They,
My
they
best
didn't know.
friend's I guess I'd call her husband. They've been together for 25 years. 23 or 24, close to 25. But she like casually mentioned to me like, "Oh, Steve's been going to the track and running every night. Like he runs a mile, like and he just started. So like he's just like,
Yeah.
he just works out 2 miles." So now I'm so annoyed. And I send him videos while I'm running of like, "I just want to tell you like if you lose your motivation to do this. So now he thinks he's like so funny and like he sends me videos and he's like, "Is this how people do it?" Like holding the phone and it's so good.
Oh my
He actually messaged me the other day and he was like, "I can't believe I'm even telling you this happened, but I bit it." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I tripped over my own foot."
We've all been
I'm like,
there.
"Welcome to the club, my friend." I landed in a bush once. I still don't know how I got there, but like this is what happens when you run.
Caution, runners, speed bump ahead.
Yeah, Mike
Down.
at the Disney race eating shit.
Down.
Did you? I
Big
never knew
dopey too.
that.
That was the 10K of dopey. I went down.
He
Did
bumped us
you?
out.
Yep. Yep, because there was a speed bump and I was paying attention to Elsa. She was throwing things off the top of the ticketing booth, and I went day
He let it
2
go.
of 4 of running, and I'm
Oh.
already down.
It's so funny.
Okay, guys, as we reach the end of this episode, you may recall last week I asked you to think about your worst poop story as a runner.
Oh no, you didn't. You asked it to ask why we don't talk
You
about it.
discuss why we don't talk about poop, but we can
Uh,
we can pivot.
No, it was not. Jen asked why we don't talk about it, and I said next week I'm going to ask you what story you have.
Oh, I was thinking because
Oh.
I had
I
thought
thought you
about
wanted
why
to
we
know
don't.
why we didn't talk about it.
Oh, well, you can tell me why you don't want to talk about it if you don't want to share it.
Not that we don't want to talk about it, but why runners don't talk about it is because it's a mutually shared thing that we all just do. We don't have to talk about it. We all do it the same.
There's there's certain things that I refuse to talk about as a runner unless I'm talking about it with like probably just you two. One is poop related stories. Two is talking about or showing anyone any type of damage to my feet. It grosses me out so
It's like
much.
a jump scare when people do that with no warning. When you're just like flipping through Instagram.
Listen, I'm gonna call someone out. They'll never hear me. I doubt they'll watch this, but I follow this guy. I don't know how I started following him. You guys definitely know. His name is like the Buff Nurse or the Buff 5K Nurse or
I
something.
know him.
I don't know that one, but hold on.
Guys, he's one of those people that like sometimes I think his footage is really funny, but there's other times where I'm like, how did we land together? Do you know what I mean? Like where I'm like, how did you get on my feet?
The buff nurse.
The Buff 5K Nurse or something? Mike, don't look at it. Okay. I'll send it to you after. But it came up on my feed today and it said like he never posts anything like gross. It said like graphic content, whatever, like viewer discretion advised, but like I figured it was like a joke, you know? he finishes a race, he eats the most gross array of food ever, like pickles.
Pickle watermelon. Pickle
No,
juice.
are you looking at it?
Yep.
And then he films himself vomiting. Okay? There are certain things.
That was a live reaction, folks.
There are certain things I want to know nothing about. I want to know nothing about you vomiting. I want to know nothing. I don't want to see footage of you shitting your pants. I'm sorry. We are fully grown adults. Let's act like it. And like I don't want to see your feet. Okay?
See, I was expecting a foot pick in there and not vomit.
No, he's standing like and like I looked at it and literally
You ain't.
No, don't.
That's that's me.
No, it's not.
That's
Currently
me
sharing a
circa
picture
16
of
years
Mike.
ago.
Are you throwing up?
I pretend.
Okay, you're pretending to throw up. You're not actually puking.
No, it was pretend. It was all
He's
pretend.
pretending to vomit salsa. as
Okay,
we
that's
watch it.
fine. But like, did you really need like who did you say like, listen guys, I'm gonna throw up. Can you film this for me? Like what?
You don't keep a tripod in your bathroom?
He's not even in his bathroom. He's standing outside next to his
Outside at
car.
the race, throwing up next to a car. Yeah, no, that was fully
Okay,
outside.
I'm gonna be honest. My dad, if he thought I was going to puke and he was like biking with me, 100% would have filmed it. 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%.
Okay, but like, would you put it on Instagram?
I mean, I wouldn't. He might.
That's different. I feel like that's different.
I did once on a morning run. I was doing like a progressive run and doing really well with each mile, faster. And I finally got to the point where like I did the distance I wanted and I like started to slow down, but I slowed down too quick and immediately started violently vomiting as a school bus pulled up right next to me to start picking up my children. I was like, oh my god.
I feel like I know this story. That's like the only. I truly have no like I shit my pants stories.
I don't want to shit my pants, sir. I've thrown up a few times though.
So I don't have a shit my pants story, but I do have a good poop related story. It's gonna circle back to Disney. The morning of the marathon of the Dopey Challenge. I was Yep, she remembers because she was there.
I was there.
Um, so I feeling good. It's marathon morning, and Kelly and I are walking over to the trains. I'm like, we're just like dead. She's filming us. We're just like, the both of us. We've run the last 3 days. Went to the parks 2 out of those 3 days. We get to the starting line. Nerves, all nerves. I'm like, I think I gotta go to the bathroom. We still have like half an hour before the race. Okay, cool. Go to the bathroom. Come back out. Good. I'm like, oh, people are still on the road, so we need to delay the race. I'm like, uh-oh. Now I'm even more stressed. So now, more stress, more nerves. I'm like, no, I don't have to go. I'll be fine. I don't gotta go. Had to go. You know what? Right as I'm like, but they've got roadblocks, so we're gonna be fine. No big deal. It was a big deal because the second I started walking to go to the bathroom, they're like, all right, the cars are off the road. I'm like, uh-oh. So I am pushing everything out as fast as humanly possible. And then Kelly's not wearing her glasses. So she's like, me. So she's like, I'm gonna stay to the left and I'm gonna walk slowly, and especially when I don't know where I'm not going to see the porta potty, so I'm just gonna walk slowly on the left side. I'm like, oh no! I think we then stopped to get in Animal Kingdom to poop again, but that was like mile 18. That was way later.
Yeah.
That was the time where I almost lost my mind going to the bathroom.
So funny.
That one was for you, Jen.
I wish I could share my favorite poop story. But I can't. You both know it, but it has nothing to do with me. Should I share it?
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Katie, our 14 listeners will then know.
They all know you're holding out.
Should I ask permission? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it.
Later, if you
I'm
tell
just
me.
doing it, guys. I'm sweating. I'm going for it. So it's 2022. It's like a month before the marathon. Darren has terrible bronchitis and pneumonia, right? So the doctors put him on crazy medicine. And one of the medicines is Z-Pak. And I'm like, Darren, if you're going to run, do not take a Z-Pak before you go. So he's like, why? I'm like, listen, Z-Pak is known to really hurt your stomach. Like, you should definitely not do that. So after like a week's rest, he's like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to do 8 miles. So I'm like, all right. I don't ask him if he's taking his Z-Pak. I have no idea. And he goes out, and I'm thinking, it's been a long time since he left. So I'm thinking, like, oh my God, like, did he get hurt? Like, what happened? But as we all know, I lose my phone every 5 minutes. So my phone is somewhere in the house. I don't know where it is.
Same. I do that all the time.
And it's always on silent, so I can never find it. So I think it was probably like close to 3 hours. So I finally check. I'm like, I said to the kids, like, we gotta go find my phone. So I get my phone. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. I get my phone. And I have like 4 missed calls or 5 missed calls from Darren. So I'm like, holy shit, something happened to him. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, like, what if, of course, I'm like, what if he had a heart attack, right? So I call him back, and he's like, hello. He's like whispering it, hello. So I'm like, Darren. And I'm sweating so much. He's like, oh. So now I'm screaming at him, Darren, where the fuck are you? Where are you? Are you okay? And he's going, Katie. So I'm like, what happened? Are you alright? So now I'm crying, and he goes, Katie, I shit my He's like, you need to get here. I'm like, now the panic has worn off and I'm hysterical laughing. And I'm like, how do I handle this? So I'm like, Bryce, we have to go pick up Daddy. He shit his pants. So he's like, what? I'm like, Daddy shit himself. We have to go get him. So I had like like dollar store towels. Take like a pile of them and 2 things of baby wipes, and I'm like, you're not getting in my car like
You should have taken his car.
Dude, listen, he changed. He got naked in the woods, wiped himself down, and came out of the woods wrapped in a pool towel. Wrapped in a pool towel. It was the funniest, and he was so embarrassed that like it was one of those situations where at first we couldn't laugh about it. It was so good.
Hopefully he's gotten over it by now.
We laugh about it now. The next day we actually saw his best friend who's also a runner, and he was like, how's marathon training going? Taryn's like, it's going great. I shit my pants yesterday.
Oh my god, I can't.
So that's the only funny poop story I have, and luckily it's not about me.
That's the poop story we all needed.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite memories.
Oh.
Oh God, I'm literally sweating, and I'm so sorry, Darren.
Oh my gosh. Well, I
So-
think that's the high note we end on.
Yes.
Okay. All right, everybody, have a great week of training,
Yes.
and I'll talk to you guys in 12 seconds.
See you in 12.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.